Hey everybody, it's Colette Baron-Reid. Welcome to this week's energy forecast. This week we are using the Shaman's Dream Oracle to give us a picture, a reflection of the energy that all of us are going to be influenced by this week and what to do about that. So it's both prescriptive and predictive together. But before we start the reading, I want to talk to you all about my big holiday sale. I've never done anything like this before. You can save 50% off my most popular courses like Oracle Cards 101, Stars and Cards, cannot be missed, and even my brand new course, which is so awesome, Energy Flows. Brand new, no one's seen it yet, it's on sale. Anyway, so head on over to shop.colettebaronreid.com to buy a course now. And they're awesome, I must say, I'm a great teacher. No humility here on that one. So let's take a look at what energy is going to be reflected this week. So here we go. So this is our anchor card. Now everybody's going to be impacted by the reflection of what this card talks about. And it's called the Drifter, which is really asking us to experience life as it comes. So it is an easier week energetically right away looking at this. So it says, if we take the advice of this card as well, right? So that's what's being reflected. It's easier. But we also have to remember that if we keep imposing the structure of our thoughts, beliefs, and expectations of the way we want things to go, it won't be as easy. We're meant to be flowing through and staying curious. So the superpower all of us can access this week is curiosity. Okay, so now let's take a look at the obstacle card. I'm just going to move my coffee cup away. Okay, so this tells us the nature of the obstacle or what to do about the obstacle. And the obstacle is overflow. That's interesting. So I love these two cards together because they're about water, right? So here you have the drifter on with the boat, and then all of a sudden now you've got all this other water, overwhelm and plenty. So there's lots to do this week. You need to kind of drop your expectations of perfectionism this week. There might be too much on your plate, and you might need to manage your emotional content around this and to really feel this out as you go and to surrender the need to get everything done like perfectly. So the other thing is emotional overwhelm can be the obstacle to flowing as well. So you want to be careful of both things, of having too much on your plate and or having an emotional overwhelm. Could be also that your boundaries aren't clear enough this week with other people. It doesn't say that there's anything negative or bad. It feels like it doesn't have a good enough container yet. It's certainly not in the reading. So even though the energy is easier, it's also less structured, which may actually not be great for some people who need that structure. I guess that's what we're saying. Now, the foundation of the week, yeah, is a balancing act. I get it. So dances on one foot is the card. And the idea here is that balance comes when you recognize that resilience is actually more important than balance, right? So it's like whatever comes, you can meet that where it is and don't try to change it or, again, project your ideas on how things should be. And this is a good foundation for this week. It's not meant to be completely rigid, stable, straight line. We're meant to be balancing and kind of feeling that sense of resilience. You guys can hear that little noise. Bizou is chasing Mark around the office. Come and say hi, Mark. I didn't want to put her on my lap. Yeah.
See?
There you go.
Little Bizou.
There you go, Bizou.
Yep.
You always want to come with mommy in here. I know. Boo, 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 boo.
Chasing me around. This
That's
little
right.
Little killer.
Yeah. Okay, so what is the lesson that we all came in with when this is going to be really important this week? Remember I said curiosity is going to be our superpower for the week? Well, beginner mind. We've learned how, when we stay humble and open-minded, that we can be in that beginner's mind and we can actually sense ourselves through the lens of new. What could I learn instead of I know this already? This is a really great attitude to add to everything else here too. So this is so far so good. The highest we can attain, the initiation. So the crossing card. So when Alberto and I decided to do another deck together, because I am not a shaman, I said I would do it if we worked off of the shaman archetype, because both of us have a Jungian background as well, right? So we shared that in common. I said that would be interesting for me. and legitimate for me. So we looked at, what is that initiatory thing that all of us have, especially since the past year and a half, 2 years, all of us have been thrown into this experience with the shaman archetype, where we're initiated through trials into the shadows, into the darker aspects of our nature, etc., so that we could come out the other side with a gift or medicine for the people. So what this is saying here is that although things are flowing and things can be easier, there is still an initiation into something new and different that we don't know, right? So there's still that temerity and that sense of, do I know? Like being curious, but what am I going to find? And really trying to go back to your comfort zone is not going to work. That's what the initiation is all about. You become a new person on the other side. And it's not an easy thing. It's scary for some of us. It can be very scary. For some people, it's an adventure. For other, like my husband's like that. He's like Mr. Aries adventurer. And I'm like, Meanwhile, I teach about this. You teach what you need to keep reminding yourself of, I guess. Okay, now let's take a look at whether the next card supports a more difficult or chaotic experience with the crossing, the initiation card, or is there something a little softer? Because right now, I'm not really sure about this week. And it is softer. So here we go. So the initiation here, that can, for some people, can be scary because we don't know, and it's not the comfort zone anymore, but we're getting to a new, wonderful place because the whale song is all about resonating. So this is about feeling more authentic and calmer in your body too, about the changes that you're making, that you've gone through an initiation process. This may be that you've met some of the biggest difficulties for yourself already on this journey. You've come this far, and now you're in a place where there's more resonance. And that does say all of us are invited into this energy. What we do with it is another story. Okay, now let's take a look at the 4 cards that tell us a bit more about the experience that we are having. I'm just going to move this over here. Yeah, the authentic self. Here we go. Oh, now that's interesting. So this gives us a little bit more about what's under the undercurrent of this, and also what some of the other themes are coming up for all of us. And the authentic self is when we take away the masks that we've gotten used to, that we've identified ourselves with. Like, we say, I am this, or this is my story. This is a story that made me who I am. And yet maybe now you're ready to move into a different story. So therefore you're experiencing yourself from a different place. You're overcoming the obstacles, right? So the obstacle card is here. And the reason I'm saying you're overcoming it, because Revelation is the card, the unmarked trail above the wall. So the whatever obstacles that you've been through, that you're working through, there really is a revelatory experience. Like there's like epiphanies this week as well. And then the Fool's Embrace is about transmuting pain, which is beautiful, because when we transmute pain, we acknowledge, we don't bypass any of this. We say, you know what? I'm going to turn this into something beautiful. I'm going to see and find the beauty in the darker qualities of what I've been in denial about, or the shame, or the guilt, or the fear that you're not going to be enough or good enough, or the changes are fast, they're not going to be fast enough, etc. This is much more about acknowledging the pain and saying, you know what, I'm going to be stronger as a result of this, as opposed to I'm going to let this victimize me. This is relative to the initiation card here. So remember, again, that when the shaman archetype is all about all of us being initiated without being ready. That's the issue, though. We haven't become ready. We hadn't planned for the initiation. Whereas you should be planning for it, but we've been thrown into it. And so consequently, there's been pain, there's been fear, there's been questioning, there's been polarization, there's been all of these things that are reflected outside, but they're in us. And this is saying it is time now to transmute this pain into something that is revealed to be beautiful, more authentic, and then with authentic truth, like being really true. And not having to fight for that truth either within yourself. It's just there, and you don't have to make anybody wrong. That's the other piece of this. It's your experience. So this is a really I'm going to see what's going to happen personally this week also. But I think this is a week to think a lot too, like to really ask ourselves what is most important to us. What do we resonate with? And making sure we set some boundaries that we don't get overwhelmed, and allowing curiosity to reveal to ourselves some of the things that we might have been afraid of. But now we can transmute that and turn it into something really amazing, because we're not going backwards anymore. We can't go back. We can only move forward here. Okay. Wow. Don't forget my sale. I've got some great courses that will really help actually move through this week. I've got my number one selling course, the Oracle Cards 101. We have stars and cards available. My new class that's just come out called Energy Flows, which is fantastic. You can get up to 50% off my most popular courses, which is amazing. So just hop over to shop.colettebaron-reid.com to get a class now, if you like the way I teach, of course, right? Anyway, I'll see you next time. Take care. If you like this video, well, give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment. We love reading your comments, and subscribe to my channel if you want to get a notification when my videos are up. Take care. Thank you.